Welcome to the Lost and Home podcast. My name is Scott.
I'm Jeremiah Johnson.
And this week on the Lost and Home podcast, we were going to be bringing you a wonderful interview with Lloyd Kaufman.
Wait, we're going to?
We did sit down with him. We did talk for quite a bit, actually.
Turns out he has nothing to say because Lloyd's just a quiet guy. He doesn't like talking.
Yeah, quite the opposite,
You know,
actually.
he's closed-minded, and he's a closed book.
No, we did get a bit of interview that's usable. We had some technical difficulties using our interface for the phone-in interview. His end got cut a bunch.
Yeah, it was a Skype-specific issue, it seemed like.
He was really cool about it.
Which is, I mean, that's the thing, like, I love that guy. First of all, I loved him anyway. But the fact that when you actually talk to him, we knew that when we had our first interview. First of all, if all of you are clamoring to listen to something about Lloyd Kaufman, go back to episode 149 and 151. You can listen to almost 2 hours of it. Yeah. Essentially, we broke it into two parts because the 10 questions was almost an entire hour.
Or heck, you could go to our Patreon and find the entire 2+ hours unedited, so you get even more weirdness from him.
Yep.
And in fact, what we're going to do during this episode is we're not going to leave you hanging entirely. We're going to play a little bit of what was usable from our interview. There's actually a really funny intro part where he talks about our state, Vermont's politics. And I think that would be just a good sample of...
Well, it's a good sample of where he starts. He starts at 11, which I fucking love. And last time around, he started... It was a few days after the Golden Globes when we interviewed him last time around. And he started right off the bat just going into a tirade about the Golden Globes and people giving themselves globe jobs instead of blow jobs.
It fell on its face.
Yeah. He just came to the table with these amazing puns, which show why he's been doing what he's been doing for it's 50 years coming up. So,
and I don't think that when we talk to him, and we are going to redo the interview, I'm going to be talking to his assistant later today, and we're going to try to figure out another date. So hopefully we can get this going for next week.
Yeah.
But we have no guarantee that he's going to roll off the bat the same way he did, and we thought it was a really funny intro. So we're going to take a moment. We're going to play that little tidbit, and the interview itself was maybe 18 minutes before we killed it. Most of which was unusable because of how much he cut out and how much dead air there is.
Yeah.
But to support our Patreon subscribers, and thank you to everyone who subscribes and supports us there. The show, doesn't run on nothing.
Yeah.
We actually
he still has
we
some
do
hilarious
need your
stuff
money
to say about Disney and
wait, I'm not done. I'm not done begging for money.
Yes. Beg for money, Scott.
Please give us your monies. No, we will be putting up that maybe all of it, maybe some of it. I'm gonna make some last minute line calls later, and what we're gonna do is
I would say definitely
the
Disney part and the Leahy part. I say put the whole thing up, and I'll always say there are like a lot of chunks in there of absolute dead space when he cut out. So, but it's worth listening to. You'll get some app for a minute at a time, but then you'll get some amazing stuff, and this is stuff that only our Patreon listeners, probably with the exception of the intro part that we're gonna play here, just to show you how he starts. That will probably ever air. We might touch on some of the same stuff, but we definitely
will touch on some of it. But you're going to get an early taste and use your imagination to fill in the gaps about his opinions on Disney, on the firing of James Gunn.
Imagine just beeps, like swearing beeps, and it almost works that way.
A little bit of talk about his newest films. It's an interesting little discussion that we started off on that we're definitely going to go back to, and we're going to get clean recordings of all of this stuff. But if you're a Patreon subscriber, or if you're not, go to patreon.com/lostathome. And for as little as $3 a month, we try to keep it cheap for all of you. $3 a month will get you all this new content. This month, we've already put up a skit, a song, this unedited chunk of the interview.
Yep. And we're looking at an update I'm going to send you some information on as well that might be going up in the next week or so on an update to an old story. A lot of times we'll get updates after the fact that we don't want to really go into on, especially during Halloween month. We're going to roll those out there as well.
And Jared, you actually have some content that's going to go up on YouTube soon.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking we hold it back maybe until the end of the month, maybe even November. And if anyone's curious, this is video content. Jared's done some amazing video editing work, taking creepy puppets, putting new words in their mouths, doing some video editing. It's amazing.
It's been getting a lot of good reviews from the people I've showed it to the point where some people have been rewatching them and asking them and sharing them around already. So it's to the point where I do want to get them up, but I also want to make sure to have a rollout strategy because I want to be able to promote it and such.
Out to Patreon first. Let them percolate there for a month.
Absolutely, that would work for me.
Then they go to our YouTube page, which if you haven't subscribed, please smash that subscribe button.
Smash it, bitch.
Smash it. Look in the corner. There's a button. Look in the other corner. There's another button. Smash it, button. Yeah, YouTube's annoying, but we do have a YouTube channel. We do put up content. So if you want to follow us, it costs nothing to follow us on YouTube. And it costs almost nothing to follow us on Patreon.
But I do like the thought of putting some of this content on, just in the future in general. Put it on Patreon at first as video content. Let people, look at it, take a peek, and see if they like it. And then a little while later, we'll take some of the feedback and roll it out across the board on YouTube. So
yeah, we have a lot of listeners out there in listener land, and we definitely put out 234 episodes free of charge to you. So what is $3 a month to get a little extra content?
Yep, even if it's the month, and you just absorb all our content as quick as possible.
Like The Blob from the classic movie The Blob, or the 1980s, 90s remake of The Blob.
Yes, or the 1990-something Bowling for Columbine with Michael Moore, who's a blob of a human being. Yeah, I'm going to fat shame you, Michael Moore. I don't care. I like your movies.
But yeah, I guess without further ado, before we get into the show proper, let's play the usable opening chunk to our Lloyd Kaufman interview, where he talks state politics, since we are a Vermont-based podcast, and he gives the old 1-2 to our Senator Leahy.
Yeah, let's hear him do that. Thanks again, Lloyd Kaufman, for being back on the show, one of our few return guests. We really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. I know a lot has changed in the world in the year and 9 months since we last spoke to you. We hadn't even, for God's sakes, Trump hadn't even been inaugurated yet, so clearly a lot of crazy stuff has happened. You had last talked to us when you were about to launch return to Class of Nukem High. I believe it was Nukem High Part 2 that was in the midst of launching, and I believe you've got some new stuff out there to talk about. So I just wanted to welcome you back to the show and maybe pick your brain about some of the new stuff you got.
Well, thank you very much. So great to be with you guys. I love your podcast, and you've got that Vermont Leahy aspect. What a phony he is, huh? What a piece of shit. Right? I mean, right? He's been in forever, too. Get rid of him. He's got to be 100 years old. He's doing nothing for you.
He's easily 100 years old now, if you think about it. He's been in office as long as I can remember.
He's never had a job. He's never had a job in his life. He's, as far as I can tell,
he's a politician.
He's doing nothing for you. In fact, he doesn't even get that. That net neutrality is important. Mm-hmm. He doesn't get that file sharing is great for the artist. He's no good. He's a limousine liberal as far as I'm concerned.
All right, thanks again to Lloyd Kaufman for not really being on the show, but attempting to be. We really appreciate your time and effort, and we do hope to get you back to hear what else you have to say. We might just have a complete... I feel like we could have just a politics episode, like Politics with Lloyd. That's it. Just be like... And really the way it is, go, what you think about politics, and just let him fucking go. Because
I wish
it's amazing.
He had that kind of
any
time.
Bars. Yeah.
Like, I'd be like, dude, can we just do a half-hour podcast once a month? Make it short and easy. But then it's always 3 hours long. Yeah. Always.
Yeah, it's politics with Uncle Lloyd. That's it.
And literally, you pick one subject, be like, the Supreme Court. And then you just back up.
Yeah.
You just walk away from the mic.
Boom. There we go. And he made a couple of jabs about that as well. So again, go to patreon.com and you can hear at least some of the setups and some of the stuff. But anyway, as you mentioned, Scott, we've been doing this for 234 episodes. I want for all our Prime number I was going to say patrons, but I realized I used Patreon recently, so that doesn't sound right. Our Prime number listeners who love to know what the prime factorization is of this shit. 234 is clearly even. It's not very interesting. It's 2 times 3 times 3 times 13. 234. Boom. Hey, moving on.
But you know what is interesting? We have more guests besides the upcoming redo of the Lloyd Kaufman interview.
Yes.
We have Andy Mitten coming on the show pretty soon. I believe that's in 2 weeks. And he is a filmmaker, writer, director, horror maker. He filmed a film recently in Vermont. Yes. Also, he's an alumni of Middlebury College in Vermont.
Absolutely. And actually, one of the lead actor in this movie, who actually also played in his earlier movie, Yellow Brick Road, as one of the ensemble cast there, is the tenured professor of theater at Middlebury as well.
Very nice.
And he's been in other movies as well, like Joshua I've seen recently. So this tenured professor at Middlebury has actually been all over the place for movies as well.
Yep. So we'll be having Andy Mitten on to talk about his newest film shot in Vermont, The Witch in the Window.
Yes, which got rave reviews out of like Fantasia, all of these like amazing horror festivals and such. Got rave reviews. It was picked up for distribution by Shudder. October 18th, you can stream it on Shudder. We're going to be talking to him shortly after it goes out on Shudder. So if you're a listener and you are a horror fan and you don't have Shudder, all I have to say is shame on you. I will not try to get people to buy stuff, and they're not a sponsor. They should be probably, because I tell people to get Shudder all the time.
You know what?
I've had Shudder since the beta days.
I'll work on that.
I've had Shudder since the beta days, and even when the shit was like going down, the site was crashing, couldn't play certain things, and I stuck with them because of like I want them to do well. They're doing so well. They're picking up distribution. They're picking up original series.
Yep, I subscribe.
You love Shudder, you can actually find deals too where you'll get like 40% off an entire year's thing. So for like $35 bucks, you can get an entire year.
I'm gonna look and see if they'll sponsor our show.
They're like, we don't have to. You're just gonna keep talking.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, honestly, the amount of stuff, especially if we talk about having Andy Mitton on, who he's We Go On was initially a Shudder exclusive, I believe. That was his second movie. So yeah, Andy Mitton will be on the show in a couple of weeks, and that movie, Witch in the Window, which we have a screener to watch ahead of time as well, which I'm so happy about. Can't wait to see it. That movie has been getting accolades thrown at it. So,
and closing out the month of Halloween month, October, we have a great guest coming up for the very end of the month.
For what? For Halloween?
This will be
Halloween?
For Halloween.
For Halloween.
This guest is from the new movie Halloween, which is the new part 2 to the original Halloween. This is a John Carpenter approved movie. We have in the show Jamie Lee Curtis's castmate
in the movie. We have Michael Myers himself. By the way, not like Nick Castle Michael Myers. We have the new Michael Myers, who is again John Carpenter approved and Nick Castle approved. Nick Castle actually makes an appearance in the new Halloween as a cameo as well. Who is well known as The Shape, of course.
We get James Courtney, who plays the new Michael Myers, and we cannot wait to talk about what it was to work on the set of this amazing movie with not only Jamie Lee Curtis, but
to fill these literal big shoes.
Yeah, and
he's a big man. Clearly,
it's a major role,
yes,
and he's literally busy right now in his press corps junket. He's going around the country doing interviews with major studio.
This is a big one because this is probably going to air. Like we're going to air that probably the Friday after Halloween, I believe, if everything works out when we try to get him anyway.
Unfortunately, we can't air it for Halloween, but we're going to do right around. Within days. It's a podcast format.
To be honest, we could actually, if we actually want to, Scott, we could probably. I think we could technically drop that. We might be able to drop that the one before Halloween, maybe.
All right, we'll see how it works out timing wise.
Yes.
But look forward to that.
We'll post early that week. So instead of doing on Friday, maybe we actually post on Halloween. So
sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, not many people can say they got the new Michael Myers, and we can.
Yeah,
that's a little pat on our proverbial backs.
Yeah. So
even though I am literally patting my back and Jared's at the same time while chewing gum and talking.
Yeah, you're patting my stomach somehow. I don't know what appendage you're using for that, but
it's never mind.
Okay. No, it's another hand. I was expecting something way dirtier. This is just weird now.
Just another hand.
This is a weird Cronenbergian thing that we got going on. Cronenberg porn. Do they have that?
I hope.
I'm type in Cronenberg porn and see what that comes up with.
So make sure to tune in this month if you're a first-time listener. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Play, anywhere else you can find podcasts. We're everywhere podcasts are found, except iHeartRadio. Go fuck yourselves, iHeartRadio.
Yeah, fuck you. You know what? When nobody needs you, get Stitcher. Stitcher's awesome. You can get
and
the archives from
iHeartRadio
Stitcher.
Didn't say we didn't not want us. They did not accept us. They're just too hard to get on step-wise. I looked at all the steps necessary, and I was like, go fuck yourselves, iHeartRadio.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need to sacrifice a baby. I need to drive my car at 76 miles per hour into a brick wall and cross my fingers as time travel happens.
Yeah.
I need to then time travel back to save the same baby you asked me to murder.
Yes.
Raise that baby to be a CEO of iHeartRadio.
And then realize
get him to approve our podcast.
Yeah. And the thing is, though, the craziest thing about that, you made it through the first 3 steps and then gave up.
It felt hard.
You got all the way to raising the baby as the CEO. And you're like, you know what? Fuck this shit. Fuck you, baby, because you had a falling out with your own son.
Yep.
I don't know why. That's a sexist thing. That's a microaggression. Assuming the CEO of iHeartRadio is a man.
Me in the
I can't be doing that in 2018. I can't be doing that anyway.
I just want to play catch, Dad. Listen, I'm trying to listen to a podcast.
Okay, this is.
Oh wait, it's not on iHeartRadio yet. Grow up faster.
What if I beat you? Maybe you'll grow up faster. You fucking. What are you gonna create a new podcast network in 2040? Fuck you, kid.
Can you hurry up and become 37 to be that CEO just so this company still exists?
Yes, please.
It might go under before you're even old enough to be the CEO.
Yeah, and who's listening to podcasts at that point? You probably have shit implanted in your brain by then. Come on, man.
Pills.
Grow up.
Pills.
Pills.
It's all pills.
This podcast brought to you by Pills. Yeah, our new sponsor, Pills.
All right. Well,
whether we could be talking about pills that you pop and you make you feel real good, or you pills like the Pilsner.
My God, if someone's like, if this is the first episode and they've never heard us before, they're just like, all right, so they pat themselves in the back, they know some celebrities, but what is the Lost Stone podcast?
They took 5 minutes of an interview that somebody else made and cut it into something they said was Lloyd Kaufman at the beginning of the show. What is this podcast about?
Well, we're going to cover some weird news stories and some global mythology based on the Halloween month this week.
Of course.
And whenever we encounter one of these stories, we not only report on them, but we like to twist the facts into new content. Not just the content you're hearing on this podcast, but something more akin to like a movie, a TV show, a book, a stand-up act, a song.
I think recipes we've done before.
We've done it all. Everything. So we like to twist our content and the content that we find.
Blue Apron. Blue Apron is somebody very well. I think it's what Lloyd Kaufman's daughter's husband, is that it? That owns Blue Apron, something like that? Family friend of Lloyd Kaufman, Blue Apron. Go to Blue Apron. Also not a sponsor.
Who, from what we've heard from Lloyd Kaufman, the very same people that attacked James Gunn and took him off of Disney's radar by destroying his character, went after Lloyd Kaufman's kids as well.
Yes.
So
probably because Lloyd Kaufman, he was some of those bad jokes were made in exchange with Lloyd Kaufman, because guess what? People tell stupid jokes, right?
But we'll talk more about that during our live Lloyd Kaufman interview next week on the stage here at the Flynn Auditorium.
I do know somebody who that works at the Flynn. We could do something there.
We can just do that there. Okay, but cool. In general, let's get into a spider web dropping.
Cool.
That was pretty good.
That's pretty good.
I like when we improv synchronicity.
Yeah.
It's like we complete each other's.
What?
Oh, it's like we complete each other's
enemas.
Yeah. Like I finish your enema for you because you can't reach back
there.
But
then, like, you drink it.
Yeah, you got it.
You got to finish that enema. No, okay. Can I have it? You gonna drink that? That's a drinking poop joke, everybody. That's not even drinking poop. When you get an enema, hopefully, like poop.
It's more like funneling. It's more like reverse butt chugging.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Drink the.
The latest party craze in America is something you may not want your kids doing.
Yes.
Later at 11, find out what it is.
Yeah, really? Well, you can't tell me now because my kids might be doing it right now.
It's reverse butt chugging. Okay, it's sucking an enema out of a man's ass who's an alcoholic.
I did not know if I talk to the TV or talk back, but thank you. Okay, this changes my fucking world. Okay, we're gonna start out with
reverse butt chugging could be the title of the episode now that it's not the one with Lloyd Kaufman again.
True, yeah.
Spiderweb droppings. First story: invisible clouds. Are they real? Are they in the sky?
Well, when they say invisible, really what they mean is it's measurable through. It's measurable, but not necessarily visible. Wait, invisible. That's what it means. Holy shit! That's what invisible means.
We're bearing the lead. Apparently, real-life Ghostbusters, if you will, have created a small cell phone-sized device that, when attached upon people participating in this study, have been able to detect very, very, very high levels of things you wouldn't think just surround you on the regular basis,
like
such as pollen, fungus, viruses, bacteria, carcinogens.
I was looking. I was waiting.
I don't even have the computer in front of me, Jer. Let's point this out.
I was all about going on to the next part, which was actually calling it what it was, which is exposome or exposome, right?
Exposome,
I assume, right? Exposomes. Exposome.
It's an exposome.
What is it? No, it'll be like because like an.
You got a lot of ghosts around you. I used the exposome, and I smell a bit of fungus, a bit of marinara, and then you got this serial killer. He's stabbing you in the back, and you don't even realize it. But your heart, it's gonna give out from all the ghost stabbings.
Scott, can I tell you my the reason I said exposome? Because it doesn't make me sound any smarter.
My God, go on now. Yes, I give you the floor.
If you take the letters, if you take the letters OM out of there and put a little dash over the E, that's expose.
Yeah, if I change a lot of words around, I can create new words.
If you just arbitrarily remove letters, it can sound like something else.
I can change a lot of words into
That's why I said it would make me not sound any smarter. Like, it wasn't a justification. It was me going, exposome, clearly.
You know when I say
exposome.
You know when I tell my wife I've stepped on the cat, but I just take out the A and replace it with an O, she's like, we own a cot?
Yeah. Yes, the cot is dead. I buried it in the cot cemetery. Oh yeah. Yep. But as you were saying, there's a lot of these various little bits and pieces around that essentially form this invisible cloud, but a measurable cloud around you of these carcinogens, fungus, little bacteria and stuff that can actually be. Also, the thing about it is you can actually they were able to capture these and study them, and they could actually learn a little bit more about the people. Sometimes, like some of their allergies, a little bit better. So it's ultimately like a medical and scientific discovery. But it is interesting to think that we have this actual, literal, physical aura around us, but it's of junk.
And in a lot of ways, you could almost argue that maybe the idea of auras come from this.
Yeah.
I couldn't even grasp the idea of where that could connect from A to B, but there is something there to be said.
Yeah, from aura to bora. Yeah, we got it. We're getting there.
Now, one of the researchers himself had thought for a while he was allergic to a certain substance, and through this study, which he did on himself as well.
He was believed his allergies were caused by pine pollen specifically.
But he found out it was actually eucalyptus.
Yes, that's correct.
To which I'm wondering, where do you get exposed to high levels of eucalyptus?
Fucking koalas.
That's exactly how. Fucking koalas.
Yes, I said it as that, and I meant it as that.
Not like those fucking koalas.
Oh, yeah, no,
like,
not koalas fucking.
I'm fucking this koala.
Yeah, you're fucking a koala.
I wish I could stop sneezing.
Yes. You have to fuck a koala. That's also how koala AIDS happened, is a man who got monkey AIDS, spread it to the koala, and then the koala's got koala AIDS. Also, and then guess what? Also sounds like Kool-Aid. And that's where Kool-Aid comes from. Is somebody wanted to be like, we got this koala AIDS. We want to feed it to kids to indoctrinate them into the global conspiracy known as the Freemasons. And in order to do that, we need to get this into the drink. How do we do that? Well, we make this thing called koala AIDS. And people will drink it. And we're like, how would we call it something like this? Kool-Aids. We get a big old fucking morbidly obese bowl to jump through a fucking window in a door or wall. And you'll sell it. And kids will be like, I want that fucking Kool-Aid. And that they're drinking koala AIDS. It's rotting their brains.
I love everything you just said, but in my head when you said this giant fucking bowl, all I could think of was like a literal bowl with horns.
Oh, bowl. Yeah, no, I said bowl.
I'm like, you're off brand, dude.
Yeah, no.
That is not the Kool-Aid Man.
No, although the Kool-Aid Man was red, and he's a Red Bull. So Red Bull gives you wings.
Here's our new concept for the show. Let's come up with a...
He wasn't a bowl. He was a jug, I guess.
Well, I got our new concept.
He was a jug.
Based on this story.
Okay.
This is the writer's room for the Kool-Aid ads back in the 70s, 80s when it was first
done?
60s,
probably.
60s, maybe? Yeah. Turned down concepts for the Kool-Aid Man, starting with the Kool-Aid Bowl.
Okay.
All right, so I'm thinking about having like this drink, and all the kids want it, and the way you make it seem cool is something bursts through a wall, right?
Just back up. This is the koala AIDS drink we're talking about, right?
Oh, okay. Absolutely. Okay, we need to get this AIDS.
We can't just have a koala. We can't just do that.
No, it's too small
on the nose. Okay,
because I think we all agree it's going to burst through a wall.
We had burst through a wall immediately.
And no koala can burst through a wall. I've been throwing koalas at this wall for an hour. You see that pile of koalas? You see that pile of koalas?
No, it has to be on free will.
Those are all dead koalas I've thrown against that wall.
I was curious about it. I wasn't going to say anything, but I was curious.
See that wall? It's made of drywall.
Yes, yeah.
You can punch to it. Hold on 1 second. See, I just punched through the drywall.
You punched it. Okay. So what
you see the koalas? Not one dent in the drywall. You can't get a koala through drywall.
A lot of blood. A lot of blood.
Lot of dead koalas.
There's a koala tooth stuck in the door.
Oh, by the way, if anyone wants to take home a dead koala for their kids tonight, it makes a nice stuffed animal.
Yep.
It's got a half-life, though. I mean, give it 3 days before it starts smelling.
Yep.
So what do we have for backups? I heard earlier the Kool-Aid Bowl.
Yes.
I like the idea.
That was mine.
A bowl could definitely break through a wall.
Yes. Yeah.
It's
a large bowl. I want to point out.
What does it say when it goes through the wall?
It goes, "You got AIDS."
All right. That's a bit. That's on message.
Okay. But a little. Too
I like the way you think.
A
little too on the nose. Okay. Little too on the nose. What else could burst through a wall? Not a koala. Don't say koala.
How about a horse?
I like where you're going with this. A horse can burst through a wall. Horse kicks through the wall.
And goes,
awesome.
Oh, you've got AIDS.
You're still. I like the Mr. Ed angle. It's a hot show right now.
It's a hot show.
I like where you're going to all of this. Maybe we could even twist it. But
Wilbur, what did you do to me?
No, that's.
I'm so tired all the time. I think I don't feel so good. I got the AIDS.
No, that's gonna be okay. That's gonna be copyright infringement, and we're still 2 on point.
Okay.
We don't want to talk about the AIDS.
Can we have a bowl go? Oh no, I'm just a bowl and I got AIDS.
That's just gonna confuse the kids.
Oh, well, we didn't want the AIDS. Okay.
Yeah, and it's gonna confuse the kids because it's a bull and a horse. They're very similar.
Okay.
What else can we do? Maybe like a large man. He bursts through the wall and he says,
wait, hold on.
He says,
Jim, do you still know Marlon Brando? You never did. Okay, never mind then. He's not fat yet? Okay.
All right, so
Cool.
well, we get a large man, not Marlon Brando.
But he's not fat yet anyway. This is the
Well,
60s.
we fatten up a skinny man.
Oh, is that how Marlon Brando gets fat? Okay.
That's how we get our new sponsor. We fatten up a skinny man. We throw him through a wall. What's he say when he goes through the wall?
I've got Oh no, I don't have to use that. Not diabetes.
No, why does the man sound like Mr. Ed?
I really got that voice in my
Wait,
head.
are we fattening up the voice actor for Mr. Ed?
It would be fine. I think he's skinny.
Okay. We fatten him up. We throw him through the wall. But we have him say nothing about AIDS. What's he say?
Oh, this is cool.
Okay, well, yeah, cool AIDS.
Cool AIDS. AIDS is cool.
AIDS is cool.
Cool AIDS.
Cool. Wait.
Oh yeah, AIDS is cool.
Oh yeah, cool AIDS.
Oh, how about you just take the AIDS out? He goes, oh yeah, cool.
How about we stay on brand with the name? We go Kool Aid. We drop the S so it doesn't sound plural. It doesn't sound
Kool-Aid.
AIDS.
Okay, Kool-Aid.
And we just say, oh yeah, Kool Aid.
Okay, I like it.
And we call, he's a man, so we call him the Kool Aid Man.
Yep, call him the Kool-Aid Man. He pops through a door.
All right. I think we got it. I think we got it.
All right.
This is like the McDonald's movie with Joker.
First of all, he's Batman. Michael Keaton. No, I'm talking about the Jack Nicholson fucking joke.
It's 1969. No one knows this movie.
I'm talking about the McDonald's movie with Heath Ledger.
But yeah, it's basically that, like the McDonald's movie where he takes over the company and robs those two poor men of their business.
Yeah.
Same idea.
He's a hero. American hero.
Nailed it. All right, so we move on to the next story.
Oh, by the way, nothing for Cronenberg porn. Nothing. I typed in Cronenberg porn. All it is an interview about why he
I thought you were reading a text from your mom.
Why he cast. Oh yeah, she's like, couldn't find Cronenberg porn at the movie house. You will have to watch other things when you jerk off on my tits tonight.
Mom, it's called High School Musical 4. Get the title right. You're creeping out the person behind the window.
But you're still gonna come on my tits tonight while watching High School Musical 4, aren't you, honey? I watched Who's Watching Oliver last night. It's a hoot. Have you ever heard of that movie?
No, I don't know what just happened.
Okay, here's this. It's not unlike what we just talked about.
Oh, okay.
Somebody, like, a guy might jerk off and fuck women in front of his mother who tells him via webcam that he needs to fuck a girl harder and kill her. Yeah.
What's it called again?
Who's Watching Oliver?
Okay, apparently his mom via Skype.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I want to see that as once again, new content.
Okay.
Who's Watching Oliver, the broken Skype edition. You should kill those.
Kill what now? Kill what? And she's talking
and
about
then you should put them in.
She's talking about the flies in the back and saying you should put them in vinegar or something.
He's extrapolating.
He's like cuts a woman's throat, be like, put them in acid? Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever you say, mama.
That would be amazing. An entire broken Skype conversation that turns into someone, my mama told me to do it.
Yeah. It's like, no, I didn't. I was horrified when he...
Just lots of cuts, lots of drops.
What? No. Yeah, we would have loved to have used her as for testimony, but every time she said something important, it just broke up.
Well, we now have his mom in the courtroom via Skype for testimony. He definitely...
and was there, and then he took and cut her with a...
Blew out the birthday candles and she...
farted in...
Yeah. Maybe that could be a Patreon content right there. Just a whole 10 minutes where you literally do all the
it's
cuts.
Like Ed Gein.
You do all the cut parts and then you just space them.
Oh, you know what we could
so
do?
It becomes 30 minutes, but you only talk for 3.
We'd actually combine it with like Ed Gein's always listen to his mom, but his mom's coming over Skype. So Ed Gein's mom was never telling him to do any bad shit.
And she's
actually really nice.
And she's boarded up in that room that he doesn't go into alive with a laptop.
I said, honey, you shouldn't kill that woman, and it was, honey, you should kill that woman.
Yeah.
I don't know why it took me so long to say but
that's half the joke, like some protracted, like a word's cut in half evenly.
But it takes like a minute, yeah. All right, so that's that for Invisible Clouds.
Yeah, let's move on to our second story of the week. We have deputies report that man tells police he was hit in head by an axe and claim ghosts put meth on him.
Now here's the thing: this man was apparently hit in the head with an axe, for real. This man, Michael Ottenberry, 59, was arrested on October 3rd. And according to the arrest report, deputies responded to a stabbing complaint, because apparently you can get stabbed by an axe.
Sure, anything that enters your body with a sharp edge is a stab.
Stabbing. So once deputies arrived, They were met at the front door by Ottenberry, who was cursing at them and people who were obviously not there. He's like, yeah, and you fucking crazy people there too. I'm glad you showed up, officer, but you got to leave the ghosts at the door. Deputies say he was not calm, nor was he cooperating. For officer safety, the deputies placed Ottenberry in handcuffs. After careful inspection, deputies found that Ottenberry had not been stabbed in the head by an axe as he previously notified them. So, didn't actually happen. Ottenberry said there were intruders inside his room and advised deputies to search. Now, they searched and they found something all right. No intruders, no axe wound. They found methamphetamine. That's the true part of the story that he was telling
But Ghost
people.
put it there. They framed him, and now they're climbing out the windows, he says.
Yes.
I love that ghosts are physical and need windows as exits.
Yeah, exactly. Like, nobody else can see him. And instead of, like, just be like, we're gone now, they're like, oh, shit, the coppers are on us. And if they're just, I mean, clearly if they're planning drugs on somebody, they're ghosts of cops anyway.
All right, there you go. New content right there. Corporeal ghosts.
Okay.
Not non-corporeal.
Yeah.
Ghosts that literally need to open windows to get, outdoors.
Yeah, they can't go through the walls and shit.
They can't walk through you. They bump you and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So these cops are, like, blocking all the exits. They're like, shit, we only got one way to go, Jimmy. We got to go out the window. Yeah, and they're, like, tying fucking bed sheets together to get to the bottom because otherwise they'll fucking hurt themselves.
It's what we do in the shadows. With corporeal ghosts.
Yes, yeah.
Like 3 ghosts live in a house with a guy and his girlfriend and their roommate.
Yeah, but like real
So it's 6 people in the house. It's like
you
Friends.
can only see 3 at the time, and they get away with
you could always see all 6 as the viewer on the sitcom.
But then when the landlord
3 of them
comes in
can't
demanding rent, they're like, these 3 motherfuckers haven't paid. And they're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So these motherfuckers never pay the rent, but like, what are you going to do? Tell the landlord, why don't you pay my rent, bitch?
Yeah, I think the living people can hazily see the non-living people, and maybe there's a first episode where you kind of see how they see them once.
Maybe
so
it's
you get the joke.
Maybe this is like the follow-up to The Sixth Sense, where the kid grows up, he's been seeing ghosts this whole time, and he can see ghosts, and it's him and like his brothers now, because he's had other kids in the family. They can all see ghosts because it's genetic, I guess. And so that's the thing. They can see the ghosts. And
maybe the girlfriend can't?
No,
that makes for some humor, because she could be like, the ghosts keep watching me shower, and they're like, let's put a bell on them.
Yeah.
So they have an episode where they put like a dog collar on all the ghosts with like a big cowbell, and then at some point she hears the bell and looks down, it's like a cat, and she's like, oh, one of the ghosts took the bell off, and I don't know, it's not a good joke, but you see where I'm going.
We're workshopping live here, folks, okay?
Yeah. So it's like Friends, but it's also like 6 is company. No, 3's too much company. No, 3 plus 3 equals 6 ghosts.
You went downhill fast there. Sometimes workshops work that way. You start real good and you just fucking fizzle out before somebody has a chance to say that first one was good. It's company, because 666, or I don't know, you can bring it into the devil.
It's the reboot of Three's Company.
Right.
But with the original 3 people dead, new 3 people move into the exact same apartment.
The Sixth Sense kid. That way you can tie it into an M. Night Shyamalan thing. He's hot shit now. So we release this right after Glass, right?
Yep. So yeah, you have the Three's Company house. The original Three's Company people are ghosts, played by new people, of course. And I
want John Ritter literally back from the dead.
Oh, that may be a little too on the nose, yeah.
Because he really is dead, yeah.
But it would still be funny. And you even have like a Don Knotts type guy.
We're not really going to make it. We can brainstorm this now.
Well, the guy could look just like the original, and he's like, he's ageless. And they're like, wow, you're really old on the bill. He's like, I haven't run this building forever. And
and I still hate the gays. No!
But at the end of every episode, like, he finishes bugging them, and the camera shifts to outside the apartment as the door closes, and he just fades. And you find out the landlord's been a ghost. The landlord's a ghost.
And he can actually see the other ghosts, but they're in on it. So he's like, you guys don't have to pay rent. You just got to fucking blame these motherfuckers, because they're going to believe me.
Those hilarious things where someone ate my chicken salad in the fridge. Was that you, Becky?
No, it was the ghost.
And you just see, like, chicken salad floating by in the belly of a ghost.
or like, it turns out the girlfriend...
maybe that's better that we never see the ghost ever.
No. So Sally at some point, she's was that, I don't know, why was that her name?
Just pick a name.
Becky. Did I just go with Becky? I think I said Sally.
I said Becky for the human girl.
Okay. So Becky is the girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
And so the way she finds out that like the ghosts are really real is because she finds out she can cheat
Todd.
She's cheating on Todd, but of course Todd can see the ghost.
And Jeff doesn't know about this, but she's also cheating on him with him.
I just like the thought of like the mom walking in and like Becky's there just getting plowed by a ghost. So she's just like pretend she's like scrubbing the floor or something like that, and then all of a sudden just a blast of fucking cum ectoplasm just shoots across a room into the mom's face, and she's like, "What was that, honey?" She's like, "Nothing, Mom." Wink. She winks because her eyes filled with ghost cum.
So it's like Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell Adult Swim content once again.
Right, yes.
Yeah. I would like to clean it up for like CBS for the old timers.
Well, no, I think we could. I just like that. I would pitch that in the writer's room just to make people laugh.
I would also,
and then you would really have to narrow it down to, again, who stole my chicken salad? That joke that I just said would get turned into who stole my chicken salad at a network. You'd take funny content, you'd turn it into that garbage that you proposed. And you would make millions, and I would be broke.
I would also go with a Golden Girls reboot where the entire retirement center that they lived in gets torn down, skyscrapers get built, and it becomes a tech industry. And the extra Golden Girls haunt it. And they're so old and from the 80s that they know nothing about modern tech. So like, what's this do? I want to fuck that boy in that room. No, Blanche, you can't fuck him. You're a ghost now. What?
Well, I'm going to
try. And then it's just her, like, as a ghost, like, flopping on this guy, just typing madly, sweating, doing little lines and fucking microdosing.
Yep. That's Silicon Valley for you. But, like, not lines of, like, a drug like Coke. This is lines of fucking Adderall and microdosing. That's what they do.
Or you literally have the entire cast of computer programmers have no clue the ghosts are there, do their jobs diligently, no real lines or content from them, but it's like Golden Girls, but they're ghosts, and it just happens around them.
they're set pieces. They might as well be a chair.
Like they're having their little Randy talks at the kitchen table having tea, but the table's like in the middle of a high pressure workplace.
What do you mean you fucked him, Blanche? Oh, I'm innocent. I'm Rose. I know the Golden Girls because that was an awesome show.
Yeah, but you do all the Golden Girls storylines, jokes, everything. But around them are all these millennials.
It's in like a corporate office building with like a ping pong table and a fucking beer keg over there.
And in the background, you can hear someone being like, "I don't know if I'm going to get this done today. Do you have any more acid?" And the guy's like, "Here, just don't take any more in this." He's like, "All right." Looks over his shoulders, does double a microdose, and suddenly looks over and sees the table of old women ghosts.
And
it's like,
right.
Yeah, and it's like,
maybe there is like the microdoser or whatever who
anyone who microdoses can interact with them.
Yeah, because acid has that power, baby.
Yeah, anyone who microdoses can suddenly interact with the extra Golden Girls.
Yep. And then suddenly that's where Blanche starts sucking your cock. And you know she can fucking
I'd call it the
she can suck a mad cock, especially as a ghost.
I'd call it the Silicon Girls, but I feel like it could be misconstrued.
I actually kind of like the
extra Golden Girls. Extra Golden.
Wait, isn't something about like San Francisco Golden? There's something in the Golden, like the Golden Gate Bridge, right? But there's got to be something that we could work on for
the extra Golden Girls. A bridge too far. Brought to you by Silicon Valley.
Yeah, sure. Fuck it. Yeah. Cool.
All right. Well, I guess.
The man blamed it on ghosts, and the ghost snuck out the window. And he
got arrested for methamphetamine possession, which is what happens when you call the cops to your house, tell them ghosts are in your house, and
probably because you've been doing meth for 11 days.
Hear that, kids? You want to see ghosts do meth? Happy Halloween, everybody! From the Lost and Known podcast, we do not condone drug use with children, adults. Honestly,
so far we have told you if you microdose, you can see ghosts, and if you do meth, you can see ghosts. But here's the thing: meth is really bad. But I do like the thought that the Ghostbusters cut to like them waking up after they think they've saved the city and realize everything's just been fucked because they're just a bunch of dudes on meth, and one of them had a nuclear reactor strapped to his back, and they're just like, let's cross the streams, right? Because the fucking Stay Puft is right there. Like, sure, man, everybody's gonna thank us for this. Gozer, fuck you. And they wake up and they're just like,
oh shit, pissing on the side of a building with their dicks. Two of them are crossing the streams with their own piss.
Yeah, just day 11. They're just like people like eating sandwiches, watching them, just be like, this is fucking great. This can make money. And that's day 2 of the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, you got one pretentious guy with a beret going, "Who is your teacher? I need acting classes."
This is amazing.
It's Two-Tooth Jimmy over in the other alley.
Well, I'm barely sucking neck with my 2 teeth. My God. I don't know why he sounds like a chicken, but
Because when you have 2 teeth, you have very few choices in life. you get chicken or toothy blowjob.
Yeah, that's right.
Only because you get that confidence of the lack of all the other teeth, but those 2 that are left, they scrape.
Oh, they're good.
Oh, do they scrape?
They're good, man. You can do anything with those 2 teeth. It reminds me of one of my favorite Simpsons lines, and I actually just watched this episode, Last Exit to Springfield, one of the best Simpsons ever. And it's when Homer has to try to get the dental plan back, and he's like, and Toothy Joe, where would you be without our dental plan? And there's this one guy with 1 tooth. He goes, well, I wouldn't have old Champa here, that's for sure. Fucking amazing, perfect Simpsons. Last Exit to Springfield, season 4, I believe. Watch it if you haven't seen it in a while. The best one probably ever, in my opinion.
I checked out there for a minute. Are we talking about The Biggest Catch?
Yeah, absolutely.
I was responding to a message. Sorry.
The best episode of The Biggest Catch was definitely that. Anyway...
moving on to our bigger stories, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Jared, just like you said, let's launch into this. You go first.
We're supposed to try to make this seamless, like we didn't have a cut, but yeah, we're starting a new.
You mean like we didn't just spend 5 minutes talking about all kinds of other weird stuff that actually might have been funny enough for the show?
Just rolled it, honestly.
It might have been funny enough for the show, except it did delve into a few secrets of mine because I was told by certain peoples not to name names.
It's probably a good thing I didn't have it recorded because even if we didn't air it, I would have that. Granted, I know that. Plenty of
you
stuff
have
about
enough blackmail on people.
But here's the thing is, but then you have enough on me. So it's the mutually assured destruction concept where we know enough shit about each other where even if we suddenly hated each other someday, you're like, I can't say shit about him.
Or it'd be the biggest
shit on me.
War ever.
It's just hilarious. It would be a hilarious war. We got to record it on our new 2 separate podcasts. I don't care.
Jarrett home, Scott at home.
Yeah. Exactly, and people be
that's
like,
the easiest way to differentiate
it. Get back to anyway. We're doing
welcome to Scott at home. I'm not in the studio. I'm literally at home. That's because fuck Jeremiah.
Yeah, and me.
We could just record these separately and not do this right now and put it on Patreon.
That's true. But here's the thing: we do have one little quick story we wanted to mention before we get into our closing skit and everything like that, which we're going to be doing on a regular basis.
Part 2 of the ongoing Halloween skit that'll go until January.
By skit 1st. We mean story. Sorry, reporting by Bruce.
We dropped the ball on that hard, unless you edited it out last week.
No, I did not.
So yeah, everyone knows this isn't really happening because why would anyone think it's really happening?
But we do have our friends Jason Jr. and Bruce. Providing this thing that by the way, they still think they're duping everybody. So let's just tell them.
Let's let them believe it.
Actually lock themselves in a bunker that they do not have access to people with for this. This is like a performance piece.
Welcome to Last Known Podcast, where we don't understand meta.
Yeah, we try. We just fuck it up. We fuck up meta big time. But anyway, we're going to be doing some other additional Patreon content, maybe some additional pieces for the show called Horror Around the Globe. This is not necessarily anything specific to Horror Month, Halloween month or anything, but we figured let's sample
teaser.
It. Exactly. Let's tease it during Halloween month so you can get a little bit of
I'll even be making a theme song for Horror Around the Globe because I like taking some weight off of you since you do all the editing for this show.
I would appreciate that. We did not have a chance to actually air that at this point, but we will for the actual separate segments. But for the teaser, we are going to jump into Japan to start. And by the way, we've got Morocco and England coming up in some of the future content pieces. We've got
Morocco!
No. They just like get Jamaican on Morocco.
Oh, I'm doing the Moroccan one.
Oh, Morocco, man. Oh, we go shake our shakers, man. And we go Morocco like crazy, man.
We got this, we got this nappy ghost down here, man. That's total green.
Oh, man. We go to crazy ghosts under the sea in Northern Africa. Yeah, you know me. I am a little crab in the sea.
You almost went into Little Mermaid.
Oh, I was totally going Little Mermaid, which actually also has some really cool folklore.
We got some ghosts under the sea.
We've got the Moroccan Bloody Mary coming up. Black Agnes or Black Agnes.
Dude, when I'm watching football on a Sunday afternoon, first thing I want is a Moroccan Bloody Mary.
Actually, you know what? That would be good because it have like a little bit of that spice. Oh, just ghosts.
It's full of fucking ghosts.
Ghosts, okay.
Sir, can I get a little more tequila? You poured more ghost than tequila in my drink.
Yeah, I can tell this is fucking like watered down with ghosts. This is ghosted down.
I'm literally at this point possessed with the spirit of feeling ripped off.
Yeah, as opposed to actually having the spirit in the thing. I am having nothing but spirits. Get it? Spirit means different things. Spirit means spirits like ghosts, and it also means spirit like alcohol. Moving on, we're going to get into Japan.
spirits. The cleft mouth woman, or sometimes referred to as the slit mouth woman.
I know it's a slit mouth woman because there's a movie that I have not seen yet.
Slit mouth woman.
Yeah, it is not a porno.
Walking down the street, slit mouth woman, who I don't wanna meet.
You definitely don't. If you're a man, you do not.
And it's covered with a surgical mask. What's under that mask? It's a slit mouth
which
woman.
I could have assumed based on the name.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to remove the mask and be surprised after I know her name is Slit Mouth Woman. The movie I'm thinking of is Carved, also known as Carved, the Slit Mouth Woman from 2007, Japanese horror film. I've been wanting to actually see it. It pops up every once in a while on streaming networks. I'm going to keep an eye out for it. The art for the box looks pretty
beautiful.
cool. It looks awesome.
So the story of the slit-mouthed woman is, on a lonely night on the street, you might run into a woman wearing a surgical mask. When she walks up to you, she's going to say something. She's going to say, "Am I pretty?" You have two choices. Yes or no.
What did you say? You're wearing a fucking mask. I can't...
Well, if you see the mask and you're like, no, she's going to kill you instantly with a pair of scissors.
Okay, but here's the thing. I would say, like, if somebody asked me that on the street, I'll be like, this person's having a bad day, and they obviously have an issue with their... I'm going to say yes, no matter what.
Well, if you say yes, she's going to take off her mask, and she's going to say, "How about now?" But in a very girly voice, like a very immature voice.
I would say, you know what? It's what makes you you, and you are beautiful.
That is actually a great tactic that apparently some people have said they've used to confuse this ghost within legends.
I'd be like, that's more mouth to suck my dick.
Yeah. Ooh, I like the way you think.
Properly, I slit that like a hamburger bun.
Properly,
like sticking two fucking hot dogs in.
Like you're fucking Mayor McCheese's mouth.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, let me call my friend. You clearly have enough mouth to go around. Me and my friend are gonna fucking double fuck that little slit mouth.
Now, if
please don't
if you're a normal human
I don't mean
being,
any of this. I terribly sorry. I apologize. Can I do my pre-apology? I apologize to the community and anybody who listens to anything for promising to slam my cock and another friend's cock into this slit mouth woman's fucking vag mouth.
Now, if you're a normal human being, unlike Jeremiah, and you say no, she'll cut you in half instantly.
Oh, just in half. But which way? Did they say horizontally, vertical, like whatever her poison?
I think it's dealer's choice.
She's just like, you know what? Today's a vertical day, or maybe it's like one of those like a toasted cheese sandwich.
I've also
and break down like corner wise, you know?
Diagonally,
so you can dip it in the tomato soup of your guts.
Also, it's been reported if you say no that she'll just disappear or walk off and then come to your house later and murder you there. It's either or.
Crazy old lady.
But if you say yes, when she says, "How about now?" like she's still pretty, she will then slit your mouth so it appears just like hers.
Oh, because in other words, you like this look so much? You know what? I will take that over getting cut in half any fucking day.
You can live through a slit mouth. You just become the new Joker.
Yes, or I can suck twice as many dicks at a time. That's what I've been looking for. Or eat all them hot dogs the way I've always wanted to. I can never fit enough hot dog in my mouth. Every time I go to your house and we eat hot dogs, and I'm always saying that, I wish I could fit more hot dogs in my mouth. This is the way to do it.
I like the game that we play, though, where you try to, and we're all like in the little kitchen, we're surrounding you, we start chanting, 1, 2...
And that's it.
And we just stop.
And that's as many. That's why I want to be able to fit more. I'd love it if you guys got up to 4 one of those nights.
We should do that sometime.
Only because I ran into
we should record it so everyone can see it sometime with like an iPhone, so everyone can see. Like
Patreon content.
We all cheer, we pop balloons, we throw confetti.
And
we hit 2.
And I've never hit more than 2, which is great because I could hit 4 definitely with a slit mouth. And all I have to do is meet the slit mouth woman, and I've never met her.
Someday I want to try to feed hot dogs to hot dogs and see how many that can eat.
Wait, to actual like hot dogs?
Just take a hot dog and put another hot dog in it.
Oh, okay.
And then see if I can put another hot dog in that hot dog and another hot dog in that hot dog.
So it's sort of like I'm thinking of docking, and like a man with uncircumcised goes and captures another man's Chinese finger trap.
It's like the movie The Human Hot Dog, where they sewed all those hot dogs mouth to hot dog.
You sure you just weren't watching a hot dog making video where they're all linked before they cut them?
I do things at home.
All right, so I'm gonna just assume that you watched a YouTube video on how to make
blackout windows, not because of the sun.
Okay. Right. Well,
nor for the heat savings in the winter because of their high level of insulation.
Well, you're an interesting person.
It's usually I can make stop motion animation of hot dog centipede.
I would so fucking love to see. And honestly, this is an empty promise. We haven't done one of these in a while.
I think this episode is mostly.
We could definitely make a stop motion with like toothpicks and hot dogs and a hot dog centipede. That could be something we make. We could do stop motion hot dog centipede.
If you're a female or male listener of the show and you'd like to provide muffled screams to overdub the
honestly,
hot dogs,
just send them to us.
Because
honestly, even if we don't use it for that, I will jerk off to them.
Or we could just use them as bleeps in case we ever have to bleep. Like instead of going, it's like we go.
And the beep is. and the beep is so harsh. I would so much rather he'd be like, and then I. Oh my god! And that's fucking, by the way.
Yeah. No, I like this. I like the way we went with it. All right. Without further ado, we are closing out the show. We want to make sure to hit all our bases before we leave you and send you off with our little skit. Make sure to hit us up on Patreon, patreon.com/lostandhome. $3 a month gets you all this extra content we talked about this month. Plus other months. Previous content is all there, including our 4-part, half-hour each series, Meet the Northrops, which is a fully produced sitcom but a full cast of voicing actors that we hired and wrote, directed, edited, everything.
Including Jason Jr., who is going to be part of this skit that you're going to hear in a little bit with our friend Bruce, of course.
Also, make sure to head over to YouTube and check out our YouTube channel. It's Lost and Home Podcast over there. Subscribe, and we drop new content.
Gotta be some awesome new content coming up. My little dummies. It's called Conversations Amongst Dummies. Going to be dropping 4 episodes over the coming weeks, probably starting November. You got to check it out because I hope that it gets the kind of response that I wanted to get, which I think it's funny, honestly. It took me a fucking long time to put together, so I like it.
Also, make sure to hit us up on Facebook. We have a fan group, Lost and Home Podcast. Also on Instagram, Lost and Home Podcast. The fan group has been growing in size recently. We like all you new listeners who have joined our conversations there.
It's been great.
We have a lot of fun. Jared and I actually interact directly there. We're a little less likely to do it on any other social media platform. Although, if you hit us up on Twitter, make sure to follow and DM us if you actually want to talk to us. Sending a tweet doesn't always get caught in the wide net we cast across all social media.
There is also individually, I pretty much individually, social media wise, only use Sonic Jalopy, SonicJalopy on Instagram. You can also find me other places at Sonic Jalopy, but that's where I'm going to be posting a lot more of my art coming up. We've been in talk with maybe like Mark Steger and such of maybe working on some other art stuff with other folks that we've talked to at the podcast, and I'm glad that we can maybe get some of that stuff moving forward. And if I do move that forward, some of it's going to show up on YouTube, some of it's going to show up on Instagram. Sonic Jalopy, check me out, and I'm glad that nothing interrupted me while I was saying that.
You can find me on various social medias if you'd like to. I spread myself wide and thin and make sure the FBI can't track me by using one nomenclature. So if you want to find me on Instagram, it's Legend Tripper with an underscore, and if you want to find me on Twitter, it's @Tears for Candy. I try to keep the FBI on their toes. Literally, I have 4 agents in my basement, and I have some really high to the ceiling water pipes and some very short chain cuffs.
If you want to
handcuffs.
Here's the thing that you have to do. If you want to make sure that the FBI will never investigate you, just sexually assault a woman 30 years ago and run for the Supreme Court. Oh! Actually, he's not running for the Supreme Court. He was nominated. But now I'm getting nominated for the new. Oh, Kavanaugh, baby!
I almost wish your ow could have been cut out and put in with the NCIS scene change screen.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, like they also did on NTSF SUV
and Angie Tribeca.
Yes, they used it for all those shows. Yep. Because it's hilarious.
It is hilarious, and you don't even need to do anything to parody it. You just use it.
All right. Without further ado, we're going to leave you now with the further adventures of Bruce and Jason Jr.
And I hope you all appreciate that. Stay tuned for our awesome interviews, and in the meantime, get lost.
Get lost. We found our way to the airplane hangar, the one with all the planes, and for some reason, one of the planes was doing surgery on another one. I'm not exactly sure why or how, but we're able to unlock one of them, and we're inside it now in the midst of this cockpit. We're going to explore it.
Oh, let me describe to you what I'm seeing here in the cockpit. Well, it's a cockpit, all right. And it must have been here for quite a while, because there's a skeleton at the wheel.
I don't think airplanes have steering wheels.
Well, the skeleton was driving the plane. Not a very good idea to have a skeleton drive a plane. Probably why they're still on the ground.
Well, I don't think he was a skeleton to start. I think he was a proper man. And over time, he became a skeleton.
Oh, very well then. But, what's this then? What's a bag of white powder under the seat? If this isn't anthrax...
It's cocaine!
That's what I was going to say. Okay, that's what I was going to say. If this isn't anthrax... Actually, can you start with it's cocaine right now?
It's cocaine!
That's what I was going to say. If this isn't anthrax, it's cocaine. And you know what we do with cocaine? The devil's powder?
Pour it down the drain!
Pour it down the drain. That's what I was going to say, but we don't have a drain, so I'm going to hang on to this.
Oh, I can hang on to it.
Well, you've got your saltines. I don't try to take those away from you. You get saltines, I get tuna and cocaine.
Well, I was the first one to make a video objecting to Disney's ridiculous actions. And unfortunately, some of the tweets that got James Gunn into trouble got me into trouble because they were between him and me. And the same shithead who went after James went after me. But luckily, I can't get fired because Michael Hers stuck with me. But the guy Chilowitz, whatever his name is, I don't even want to say his name because I don't want to give him any publicity. But he went after my kids and stuff like that. You know, he's a bad dude. But Disney made a big mistake because Gunn is the best person in the world. I suggested at San Diego Comic-Con, when celebrities came to the Troma booth at San Diego Comic-Con, I suggested that they film something, and they all chickened out. Now, I know that his cast, what's his name, the one guy, Barreto, Batista, they all should have quit. They all should have refused to be in number 3. And I think Batista did say he's not going to be in number 3. Good for him. But the point is, James is the best person in the world, and Disney is a sexist, racist studio that has influenced 2 generations of, probably Trump. The reason we have Trump is because of Disney, right? Their movies are sexist and racist. Their cartoons are sexist and racist. And Dumbo was prohibited from the United States for how many years? We had to get it from Japan. I had to get the disc. What do you call that thing? I can't remember. That record. What do you call it? We couldn't get it in America. We couldn't get Dumbo because it was so racist. We had to get it from Japan. What do you call those things? Enemy of evil with his mind.